Yo, yo, yo. What is good? We are back in the building. Let me put you on, Am. I don't even got you on the screen.
It's all
We
good.
are
What
here
up? What up?
with my man, Amra from Am's Logic. This is Mike from Let's Talk About It. Let us get into it right away. Shakur Stevenson has been catching heat all
Bruh.
week. Major fire. And it's not just from his other boxing peers. Cameron has gone in on him. Steven Jackson has words. I've seen Rowley call him boring. It's not, and I've
Teofimo
seen. Oh,
Lopez.
excuse me. I'm sorry, Teofimo Lopez, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt after the first fight. I think things happen, styles of fights. You maybe get a little cautious, but with you fighting the level of fighter that you just fought, there's no reason why he shouldn't have been able to take chances at minimum.
I agree.
And I think that it's starting to boil down to what people have been saying, to where he's afraid to be hit.
Correct. Well, he
You know,
doesn't
and
know if he has a chin, and he doesn't want to find out.
right, right.
And
He does,
especially after we saw what happened to Devin Haney, I'm sure he's even more cautious. He's
like he
like,
like
"Damn, you see what happened when you play dangerous games? Get your jaw broke." He
like he
ain't trying
said,
to get his
he
jaw
didn't want
broke.
to activate that. He didn't want to
Right? He didn't want to
activate his
activate the
knockout
knockout
button.
button. He
Yeah,
didn't want
that's
to
great.
activate it.
But
Hey, Cam said he fighting more after the fight than he did during the fight. Is
yeah,
funny. It
and he's making up way too many excuses. Like, he's saying that people were paid to walk out.
they paid. Yeah, they paid him to
You
to
really
pay
think
in the room.
you
Yeah,
really think that people paid someone else, a bunch of people, to walk out?
right.
Like, come on, Shakur,
Then he
you
said they was
reaching?
booing him. Then he said they was booing the opponent because the opponent wasn't fighting.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it was, because it was
No,
plenty times where they were squared up, and I mean, you've been fighting long enough to know how to cut the ring off. Again, against
yeah,
that tier of fighter, cutting the ring off and punishing him. And see, this is what, let me bring up another point. What kind of aggravates me is where you got people saying that him and Floyd Mayweather have the same style of fighting, and they don't. For one, I'm gonna bring up 2 points. For one, when Mayweather was fighting at 135, he was
fact.
destroying cats during that, when he was fighting. It wasn't until he was fighting bigger fighters to where his knockout ratio
Yeah,
decreased.
right, right.
And two, if you want to bring up Mayweather, this, I would have compared this fight even, and I was gonna say Mayweather and Gotti. You should have at least, if he was anything like Floyd Mayweather, he would have put punishment on him like Mayweather did Gotti. And
Right,
Mayweather didn't get hit in that fight. You know what I'm saying?
right.
He did not
You
get
can
hit
you know
during that
what
fight.
you can almost say like what he did Mosley, because after Mosley rocked him them 2 rounds, he got his head beat in.
Yeah, but the thing is, Shakur didn't get rocked at all during this fight. Dude, like, what,
True.
it was like 15%,
Yeah, he
landing.
was. You
So he
can't
didn't
hit
get
somebody that's always running, that's always retreating.
right. But then, like I said though, if you'd have, the points that you did land, the punches that you did land, if you were scoring big punches, you were rocking him, snapping his head back, that type of stuff, then I would understand. And I even saw a stat to where, throughout 7 rounds or something like that, uh, Shakur Stevenson landed more punches than Tank Davis did in his 7 rounds, in his first 7 rounds.
Right.
But the thing is that I feel like that really just means that either Shakur Stevenson, his punches don't land very much, and two, like when Tank sees his moments to land shots, he landed bombs, and that's the difference between the two.
Why are we even talking about punch stats and comparing him to Tank Davis? Those are two completely different animals. You talking about a gazelle and a silverback gorilla. They don't even play in the same type of field. One is in the, you know what I'm saying, bro? One is in the jungle, one is in the forest. It's completely different. If I was Javante, I'd have got on Twitter right away. Like, what are y'all talking about? Do y'all
But
not see my knockout percentage? Like, what are y'all talking about
but
here?
one is, and one is, of course, Tank's biggest issue is they say that he doesn't fight anybody. But if you're comparing his resume to Shakur's, yeah, it looks beefy compared to Shakur Stevenson, who hasn't fought anybody.
I'm gonna say that he did beat Oscar Valdez. He did beat Jamel Herring. Those
Yeah,
are solid B fighters.
solid B fighters. No, I definitely agree, but I would say
the problem is, Mike. I just want to say this, bro, and I was thinking about this earlier when I knew he was gonna go live. You know what Shakur Stevenson's career is gonna be like when it's all said and done, and you gonna laugh and you gonna agree.
Who?
Winky Wright.
No, I know. No, Winky's fought some names though.
He'll Winky fight some names too. But what I'm saying is, Winky Wright played a very defensive game. He didn't to get hit, and he didn't get the money that he was supposed to get because he wasn't electrifying, but was a great boxer, great defense. You get what I'm saying on that?
Yeah, I think though the difference with Winky is Winky didn't run around eluding punches. Winky had long arms, and when he put his hands up, his whole arms pretty much shielded his entire body. He'll stand right there and absorb punches. He didn't just dance around for 12 rounds trying to land some shots and, he didn't do what it took just to win the fight. And I think that's what Shakur Stevenson has been doing. He's been doing, no matter who he fights, no matter what the level of fighter, at least recently, he's been doing just enough to win. And I think that's fine. You can win that way. But if I'm Tank, if I'm Lomachenko, or even if I'm Issa Cruz, I'm like, do I want to fight you? Like, is someone going to really want to pay money to see Shakur Stevenson fight on pay-per-view? Like, at the path that he's taking now, he's good for ESPN, FS1.
He's a free fighter. You're a free TV fighter. And you're going to stay that way until you start getting active in the ring.
Or you backing up somebody for, you backing up a main event. You co-main event in the fight.
Now, I'll tell you right now, Issa Cruz versus Shakur could be the undercard of a pay-per-view on a pay-per-view. That would be pay-per-view worthy.
Well, and another issue is, I was going to ask you that. Now, did Shakur Stevenson, did he kind of, put himself in a messed up predicament because now he's a free agent? You have, Top Rank offered him 5 fights for $15 million. That's pretty much 2.5 years that he could have got 15 mil, and he turned it down. Now, if I'm anybody else, am I really wanting to see? Who can he? They say Mayweather Promotions is still looking at him. Is somebody that's looking at him? But I mean, I don't know if Top Rank may be like, whew, I'm glad he didn't sign this deal because
I'm sure they're happy.
Because
that's
again,
why they kicked us back in on the way out, showing the crowd of everything. This is why we not re-signing. If we do, when we make that offer, this is why we making the offer that we make it.
And he could have gotten Lomachenko. I think if he would have signed.
Remember, you were just talking about when Rock Nation offered Broner that money, and he spit in their face. This is similar.
Yeah, no, I just seen Broner in a video with Rick Ross of all people, and I'm like, two dudes that just recently got their heads kicked in, hanging out together.
Right.
Just horrible. Just horrible. So what do you think Shakur Stevenson can do though to recover from this?
First thing he needs to do is stay off social media. After he gets off of social media, he needs to contact a publicist.
What's his nickname?
Oh, Shakira Twitterson.
Yeah.
Shakira Twitterson. That's what I'm saying. Once they start giving you names like that, bro, you gotta fall back and regroup. You need a full rebranding. Like from when before, what was his name before it was Two Chains? Titty Boy.
Titty
He
boy.
need a full rebrand. He need a
Yeah.
full rebrand like that. Going from like Titty Boy to Two Chains. He need to go to a full rebrand where maybe he's just using his moniker, whatever his nickname is, versus his name, because they are just clowning him right now on social media. You was
Yeah.
talking about Cam and Manx for 4 hours on Twitter. What's wrong with
Yeah.
you, brother?
And that's how you know when it starts getting rough. When your levels of petty, his pettiness levels increased by like 47%.
Right,
During this whole time, to where you taking shots at the wrong people. He need to be looking in the mirror.
right,
I think that he needs to have a moment where he's square foot. He's right in the middle of the ring, throwing punches.
yeah.
Honestly, he need
I
to be.
agree.
He needs a moment to where he's doing that. And I'm not even saying he has to brawl it out. And go blow for blow, pause on to his opponent. I'm just I'm just saying that he at minimum has to let his hands go. You have to get hit.
Right.
It's
And bro, he act like he got a lot of estrogen. Let me tell you why. He can't take no constructive criticism. You can't
no.
tell him nothing. Like my daughter, you try to tell her she did anything wrong, immediately start crying. Like it's the same thing with Shakur. As soon as you say something negative, he start going in. The Cam
But
and Mason just trying to give their opinion of what you didn't do, and instead of you taking that as constructive criticism, you try to black out on them, not knowing that's the wrong. You don't
oh,
poke at them.
definitely the wrong
Oh, that's
people to.
Oh, bro, why would you do that? And even Cam told him before he even went to his tirade. He's like, they must not have told you about me. You must not got no older dudes around you. And that's the problem. He don't got nobody guiding him. Shakur needs a mentor. If that's gonna be Floyd, if that's gonna be somebody, because he's crashing out. He crashing out like Garcia in a different way, but they're both crashing out.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's a very good spin into the next topic.
Right.
Is so Garcia's getting kind of exiled by every boxing organization now at this
Right.
point. I think was it the WBC who
WBO, I believe, but
okay,
Espinoza.
yeah, who pretty much expelled him, from their league. I I think that again he's been hanging around these red pill Republican dudes with their
Right.
weird talking points, and I'm being honest. I think he's coked up most of the time, and he's going on these little
Allegedly.
rants. I don't know about allegedly. I've seen the coke sniff. I've seen the coke sniff way more than enough. If you sniffling for no reason, what I'm saying, that's
Right.
not a good sign. But I think that he's kind of going through this. He didn't. No one managed him. No one told him how to live making this much money. I think, and now I think he doesn't know how to act at all.
De La Hoya failed him.
Yeah, somebody should have schooled him, and I don't think his parents. To me, once I started, I saw an interview with him saying that they didn't have money before he started boxing. So I don't know if now that means that, Garcia is controlling the fund. He's a major breadwinner, and maybe
Yeah.
Pops don't want to say nothing. He's
I
falling
would,
back because
yeah.
he don't want to mess up his check.
Right. He don't want to pull. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to go through what Kobe parents going through. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
R.I.P. Kobe.
So yeah, I don't think that he has anybody there really to try to school him on because he even said like he got all this money right away and he didn't know what to do.
No,
Yeah.
that's fair, but that's why I think it's a difference between him and like Javante. Javante has a strong out of the ring structure, even with his coach who has raised him. So he has a father figure that's also a mentor to him outside of the ring and in the ring. So it
Yeah.
gives him stability. Even if you look at Terrence Crawford with Big Bo Mac, structure in the ring.
Even Bill Haney with
Bill
Devin
Haney
Haney.
structure. Say what you can't. He can't do nothing about his chin. That's genetics. But as far as the structure in the ring and out the ring,
His
Well, as far as the structure, he has structure. Now, Bill
nah,
Haney, a light skinned Puff Daddy, absolutely. He want to
yeah,
be in all the videos and wear the shiny suits, but he
right.
at least has structure.
That's all facts. That is all facts. And I don't know. I think that Garcia, I don't think he has that. I think that I think his dad is doing whatever that Ryan wants to do. And somebody in his camp needs to tell dude to fall back, and no one's doing it. I think he's probably going through this whole lifestyle too of people piggybacking off his lifestyle, hanging out with him, partying with him just because he got the money, and he probably
Right.
just invite a bunch of people to do whatever you want to. He
Right.
probably. I'm waiting to see him on Fresh and Fit. I feel like he's probably a couple a couple months away from doing something
No,
silly like that.
no, I agree.
And so and even worse is that he had to fall back from boxing for a year. So now he's just free to do whatever the
Bullshit
hell it
for
is
a
that
year,
he
yeah,
wants
for
to.
a year.
Yeah, which is nuts. But
I would hope that Derek James would try to maybe step in since that's his new trainer. Like, hey, brother, hey, what are you doing out here?
yeah, because I think he can still. I could be wrong, but can he still fight in like New York?
Maybe.
There's
I'm
other
not sure about
areas.
the logistics on that though. That
Yeah,
I'm not sure on.
I
But I
think
think
that.
he'd rather just chill for a year anyway to keep it real. I don't think he's
Uh,
stressing about boxing.
nah, I think the money's probably taking over his. He's kind of on
And
the
to be
Conor
honest, he don't
McGregor.
even really have to buy. He could go do movies and bull and go to WWE or EC. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
he can. Nah, he's too ignorant for that. This is his. He is. This was his big bread winner.
Oh,
This is his big checks that he could have been receiving. Like he
right,
could have been in boxing 3 more years and legitimately probably been
right.
good for the rest of his life because his pay-per-view sales are huge, and I
They
and
are.
I think that's why his boxing career isn't over. People are
Oh
still
no.
going to see him unless he, you know, start getting way
Right.
racial and talk his way up out of boxing,
Yeah,
which is
if he
very
probably
possible.
it's possible. No, I agree. No, I definitely agree with that. Do you think Shakur regrets now not taking that 70-30 from Devin Haney?
No, him personally, no. I mean, I think the world does, but I don't think he does. I don't think Shakur Stevenson really gets it yet. I don't
He's
think
in
that
his
he.
own reality.
Yeah,
Shakur's in his own reality.
yeah, he doesn't really fully understand how much he fumbled. His career path with
Nah,
these.
he's on some Black Mirror stuff. I don't know what this dude is on.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get it twisted. There's room for him to grow, but I think now though with these last two snooze fests that he had, you're at least 2 years from out of getting a good fight. And
You were
again,
at home and they walked out on you at home. There is no reason besides disappointment that anybody would leave your hometown and you're their fighter. They walked out on you, bro. They turned their back on you.
no, they were
They
done.
turned your back on you.
Yeah, and again, it wasn't just Cameron. It wasn't just one person. This type of criticism has been coming on the entire world of boxing. And people would just imagine, if people would have paid 50, 60, $70, for this fight, for the undercards to be more exciting than the main event. Like by far, the undercards were better than
I
the main
agree.
event. And I just think that he's going to have to either settle for being an ESPN channel fighter, or you're going to have to take some risks, fight in the middle of the ring, let your hands go some, and give fans what they want. And that's the difference between being a great boxer and a superstar. A superstar is going to try to give you a performance. He's going to try to give you a good show so you can come back and watch more of that fighter. If
Yeah,
you fighting just to
he's
win,
very close to messing up his career. I mean, the people will turn their back on you, like when Paul Cicero turned his back on Henry Hill. It can happen, bro.
yeah,
It can
yeah,
happen. If you remember Goodfellas, he
yeah,
gave a couple dollars
yeah,
and turned his back on you, bro.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the people gonna do to you, Shakur. They gonna treat you like Henry Hill. I'm telling
And
you.
and it very much could happen that way too, because you keep giving subpar fights. But the thing though is that I don't think that he can move up in weight. I don't think he's ready to go to welterweight. I don't think he's ready to go to 140. If I'm being totally honest, I think that, and I don't know he's at such a weird weight class that I don't know what, like I don't even know what his next fight would even possibly be. I don't know who would want to fight him.
He have to get some type of Logan Paul type of opponent, because this is the reason he needs to
Logan
have
Paul.
some type of showcase fight. And the reason I say that, he needs a showcase fight where he can
But
show that he can let his hands go. But what people are saying is he might not have no power like Devin Haney. So if he
yeah,
moves up, he's not going to be able to keep nobody off him.
I don't think he can move up. I just don't think that he got that much. I don't think he got the weight behind him to move up. Like, I feel like if he moved to 140, he'll be like 145 at the day of the
Yeah.
fight. I just don't
Yeah.
think that he got enough weight to be doing that.
He might have to grow into that. But the thing is, you
Oh,
can't grow into power. So that's the other
no,
thing that's going to compromise. You can't grow into power.
and
And Tim Bradley made a good point too. Tim Bradley's like, he didn't have power, and he's not saying to be reckless, but he said that he had controlled aggression. Because you have to let your hands go, especially if you're not no power puncher. You have to be active.
You have
And
to.
as much as I don't like that milk dud head dude, he was talking real sense about
once.
Shakur for
And
once, because him and Shakur are similar fighters if you think about it. Defensive minded. The only difference is Bradley let his hands go.
Yeah, doesn't lead to much, but he will let his hands go.
Yeah, no,
but,
yeah, but still,
but
the
that's
activity.
that's what you have to do. Like, and I don't think that Shakur will probably. I don't think he'll ever be an elite boxer, if I'm being honest.
Nah.
I don't think that he doesn't want to take the risks and the chances. I don't think he's ever been in a situation where he had to fight with a broken hand, like that type, because he dances around. And again, I give him props on being a defensive fighter. But no one wants to just see that.
Right.
The object is to hit and not be hit, but you gotta do some hitting.
I agree.
No one wants to just see you dance around for 12 rounds. So
they come out and say F the fans, I won. Like, come on, bro. Like, Shakur is a walking bill for what not to do as a starting off as a elite boxer, because he is elite, but he's showing you what not to do to fumble the bag. He's alienating himself. He's putting everybody on his case. If he would just be cool, put the keyboard down, brother. Put the keyboard down, bro. Just put the keyboards down.
He's not elite though. I can't call him an elite fighter. There's certain obstacles and adversaries that you have to face that I don't think that he's faced yet. To me, to put him in, and I got major hope for him. I got as much hope for him now as I do Keyshawn Davis.
Oh no, don't compare. No, Keyshawn.
No. I said hope. I'm not comparing the two. I got as much hope as I do for him. But I'm still, he hasn't been truly tested yet. He hasn't had that big fight.
Who he could fight that I would love to see him fight, that would force him to fight, is Gary Antoine Russell.
Huh. I like Gary Russell too.
That's why I know you do. That's why I said what I said.
He's a scrappy kind of guy. Yeah, I like Gary Russell.
You see what I'm saying? It would force Stevenson couldn't run from him all night.
No.
He would have to fight at some point.
But
and they both would need that fight, because Antoine coming off that suspect loss, maybe should have won. Stevenson, subpar win. That would be a good test. People would give him props for beating dude.
Could him and, this is gonna sound really crazy, but Could him and Inoue meet at a catch weight?
Maybe, but he wouldn't fight in a way because in a way is got
Inoue would
power.
destroy, and yeah, because he would be the more drained fighter if they fought.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I
I'm saying.
think
In a way would get him up out of there. In a way, hit like Tank at a smaller weight class.
yeah, it's just too bad he couldn't just be heavier. That kind of hurts me.
But Loma is not heavy, and he up where he up. It's just you got the heart or not.
Yeah.
Look how
So
small Loma looked against Haney. It was giving Haney work. We should have known then about Haney.
I thought Lomo won that fight. If I'm being only reason Haney won, if you want to just give it to were they
The
both
early rounds of the
champions?
body work.
But were they both champions during that time, or was Haney the champion?
Haney was a champ.
Haney was champion. Yeah, I thought so, and I think that's why um, I had him. The only reason I would agree with him winning, you know. So there was a quote that I saw from Tank, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. If you think it's cap or if he's being honest. So, or actually, it wasn't from Tank. My bad. It's from Michael Benson. It says Gervonta Tank Davis insisted that he did not request the WBA's mandated 12-pound rehydration clause for the Frank Martin fight. And he quotes Tank, "I didn't know about this until yesterday on Twitter, but why is everybody mad? We have to weigh in the same weight and come into the fight at the same weight. What's the problem?" Do you think that? Do you think that he really knew about the?
Yeah, he knew.
Of course he
Man,
did.
he ain't no fool. Yeah.
But is that limiting him to certain fights because of that?
Correct. Yeah,
Because I think the Haney fight probably could have happened.
Yeah,
If not for the
but Haney want to be a weight bully. That's his advantage. If he doesn't have power, he needs to have the size advantage.
no doubt, it was a weight bully, no doubt.
Because then you can absorb the punches easier, and your punches are a little bit stronger since you have more weight. So
But
he has to have to wait. He has to weight bully. If he can't, he's gonna get his head knocked off again, and he knows that. That's why he said he wanted to sue Ryan Garcia for mental, emotional trauma because what he did to him, it's gonna be hard for him to recover from, and that's a fact.
yeah, he's going to be mentally scarred for a minute. And he's another fighter just like Shakur, who he needs that glass. Like I said, he needs a Glass Joe type fighter that he can just work on. But it's kind of messed up. It's messed up because we're saying this from Devin Haney after a loss, but we're also saying this after Shakur Stevenson has 2 wins.
That's what's crazy.
Now
they should fight each other. Actually, they should fight each other. That is the fight. Shakur and Devin Haney. That is pay-per-view.
Who would you have winning that fight?
Shakur.
I think Devin Haney probably. I don't know. Like Devin Haney, it all depends on.
Clause?
I was gonna say it all depends on the weight class of where they're fighting at. They would have to. I mean, they would have to meet at 140. They would have to. There's no way that Devin Haney can go back down to 135.
No, it'll be at 140, and that's the thing. That's more comfortable.
But
Stevenson will have to come up.
I think it still. I think it makes it a little challenging for both fighters because I think Devin Haney has been so much of a weight bully that he now even 140 is starting to be rough for him.
Yeah,
to fight at that weight class. So yeah, that would be. It wouldn't be such an advantage. His weight wouldn't be such an advantage, I think, because I think he would have to get down to a certain weight to where there would actually be a good fight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But he only got a little bit of time to be at 140. He's gonna be forced to get up there with them big dogs, and he's gonna get his block knocked off. I'm telling you, Devin Haney has a window. He is not gonna be able to go up to 147 and beat nobody of substance, bro. He gonna get his head knocked off. And if he fight the wrong person at 140, he gonna get his head knocked off. What he need to do for a comeback fight is fight somebody like Josh Taylor that's gently washed but still got a name that he can, but won't, that can't hurt him. That's who he need to get back. Then it could set up him versus Tio, because Tio also is mid. He's mid with high moments, but he's mid.
But
That would be my path if I'm Devin Haney.
But Teofimo, he's kind of top of the food chain right now, as far as at least in his weight class.
140, yeah, but he got there by beating somebody that was washed and Josh Taylor, which is why I'm saying Devin should fight him, so therefore he can fight Tio.
Yeah, I think that, if I'm being honest, I think that what Devin Haney's biggest problem is I think he needs to wipe the board clean and start all over. I think he needs to disconnect from from Bill Haney. And I would keep him and make him involved in my, I would keep him relevant. He can stay in my corner so he doesn't get off funny acting and, but he needs a new trainer. He desperately, because at any time when you're getting hit by the same exact punch and you don't react to it, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Like, why wasn't you reacting when your jaw was cracking? I know you heard the noise in your mouth, pause, when he was hitting your jaw that was making funny noises inside. You was like, man, I should probably put something up here to protect that, huh? That never came to your mind. Your jaw sliding down the side of your face, and you still couldn't just put your hand up. It's literally sliding down the side of your face. Your jawline is being dismembered, and your daddy didn't say nothing. You couldn't think for yourself. Get him out of here.
But it was Bill's job. It was his job to say, to point out what Mayweather pointed out quite easily, when I saw him interview. When you're throwing a jab, put your hand up. Yep, keep your hand up. And he didn't even say that. And I still think that Bill Haney is worried about the wrong things, and he's not focused in on boxing. Correct. I think he focused in on trying to make money. I think he's trying to make a name for himself. I think he's trying to create a brand for himself. But I could be wrong, but I don't think Devin Haney has, trying to have podcasts and things like that. He ain't doing the same things that Bill Haney's doing. And I don't see a lot of people in Bill Haney's position doing the same things that he's doing. And I think that he's worried about a bunch of other things that don't have nothing to do with boxing or his son.
I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was Devin Haney. I would rematch Ryan Garcia, but before I rematch Ryan Garcia, I would holler at Margarito's trainer and Tyson Fury's trainer. You already know what I'm saying. He needs some advantages. He needs some special hand wraps. Something to give him a little bit more power. He need to hire a Margarito trainer to hook you up, and if you combine that knowledge with Tyson Fury trainer, you gonna come in hitting like Brago.
With
the drywall in your head. That's what you need, bro.
He need to pay off the referee. He need to pay off the referee like Danny Davis, like back in the day. He needs any type of hope that will get him to.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he, bro. I'm telling you, it's a finite amount of time before Devin Haney is going to be between a rock and a hard place due to his lack of power. You can't dance on everybody. Your chin got to hold up. You have to be able to take a punch.
No, I agree. No, I definitely agree.
Yeah, and he just can't. And it's unfortunate that he is going to be the African American Amir Khan. Has all the skills, but no chin, and that'll be it. He's gonna win fights. He'll beat certain people, but once he fights somebody that has any pop,
or somebody that puts some pressure, anybody start pressuring you, with punches and marching forward. Yeah, you're right.
So his career will have to be guided very wisely from now on.
I agree.
It's just like if you realize a cold basketball player can't go left. And it's just like,
shout out to Jaylen Brown.
Right, exactly.
But you can't. But I think the thing though, he's going to be good enough to where you're going to have to start. You would have to face him with top competition. He's not that. He's not that.
No, you can, but they can't be big punchers. That's why I'm saying Shakur would be the perfect fight. Neither is big puncher. Neither has to worry about getting knocked out.
Yeah,
That's
I just
that's the beauty of that fight.
yeah I just don't know if I'm Shakur. I want to fight 180-pound man. You know who wants to do that? And I'm 140 something.
Or as Loma said, is he a light heavyweight?
Right.
You look pretty big right
right.
Loma is a fool, bro. You look like a light heavyweight. He looked at him like,
yeah.
Loma.
The Paul Williams effect.
Right.
So,
or what's that dude like the Fondura? Like Fondura.
Yeah, Fondura, he had a big fight coming up.
Against Spence.
Earl Spence. Yes, let's talk about that for a second. I'm really on the fence with this fight because I'm a little nervous for Earl Spence. Because the one thing with Fondura is his lanky ass will let his hands go. Really like Paul Williams. Like he ain't really he's not connecting you with much, but he's going to be all night.
Right, like the puncher bag like you used to do.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect from. And this could really be considered a fully healed Earl Spence. So this could be a different Earl Spence because I don't think he wasn't ready when he fought Bud, this last time. I don't think he was physically ready.
He washed. I think he damn near washed too. That was a severe beating he took in your mid 30s. He's done. I was watching some of his training. He looked slow. Fondura, I don't even gamble, but I'm gonna put a little money on Fondura, couple hundred, see what happens.
Yeah,
I just don't think Errol got it. I just don't think he got it. No, that was a bad beating he took. His whole dome was like he came in wearing a size 7 fitted. He left wearing a size 8 1/4 fitted.
He was like Martin. They said they was calling him Martin
when he was walking out, he was looking crazy. Right? Yeah. Nah, he ain't. Man, he should retire. Your wife don't love you like that, brother.
But here's the thing, though. Fondura couldn't take out a Tim Tszyu who had the huge gash in his head from an accidental, I think it was a headbutt or elbow, and he couldn't take him out. He was in a war with a man that he had a handicap over, and he couldn't finish.
Tim Tszyu is better than we think.
Oh no! If it wasn't for the injury, I had Tim Tszyu winning that fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tim Tszyu is better than we think.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you can't stop a pre-battered Tim Tszyu, you might have trouble fighting the Earl Spence.
I don't think so. This is a man that did a GTA catapult out of his vehicle onto the concrete with his dome. That was already jarred as gray matter. Then you got in a fight with Terrence Crawford, and then you got in a fight with Terrence Crawford. He rocked your gray matter again. Then you had your eye disconnected. Both your eyes got disconnected and reattached. Just stay home on the farm, bro. Just stay on the farm, bro.
Fondura's a young man. Yeah, he's a young man. Like
I put money on Fondura. I'm telling you, and I don't even want to be that dude. I put 100 or 2 on him. Let's see what happens.
I'm more likely to agree with you on that. Yeah, I don't. It may be over for Earl.
Yeah, that's like if Terrence Crawford get his head beat in, if he fight Boots or something like that, he done too.
Yeah.
He done too. He 35, 36. Come on, man. And he playing too, waiting this long to fight. He playing too.
Yeah. So
you need to get some opponents out there. You don't want to fight Boots, but the people want to see Boots of you. If you can beat him, just go in there and whoop him and go about your business. Get the check. Ain't it about the bag? Who else is out there that people want to see you fight? Canelo ain't about to fight you because you might be good.
Let's go with the hate. You just couldn't wait. He just couldn't wait to go in with the But I don't think that there's I am starting to see a pattern though of fighters, period, that just don't fight each other.
Yeah.
Or that just aren't getting the opportunities that they deserve. And I know part of the reason is If you don't have the right promotion team, you won't get the same looks that another fighter, might get. But it's just starting to get ridiculous when somebody like Boots can't get that big look, that big match that he deserves.
Yeah, I don't even know why they didn't even try to feed him Keith Thurman, somebody like that, Danny Garcia. Feed him somebody like that at least has a name.
Yeah, yeah, he needs to make a name for himself.
He needs a name. You know what I'm
But yeah,
saying? That's
it's just too bad that he can't get he's just one of those fighters to me that it's just too bad that he can't get that look when he deserves it.
I think Terrence might have to fight him, bro. Because I don't know where Terrence goes from here.
He's still trying to
You,
get Canelo.
Canelo ain't about. Well, Canelo does like fighting much smaller guys, so it's a
That's a
chance. But
check.
the thing is, he's a good small fighter, so that's why Canelo wouldn't take the. Amir Khan is different. He knew Amir Khan didn't have a chin, so
I
he knew it
think
was just a matter of time.
I think they both at this point, both Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are just fighting for big checks on their way out.
Right, but what big check is it? Crawford only big check is against
I know, and that's what
Aaron.
I'm saying. He's
So
waiting for that. He's waiting for that big check, and I think Canelo is the biggest check that he can probably
right.
get of his career, and I think he'll stick around and try to wait for that to happen. Which is why I think he, is fighting the dude that he's fighting now. Somewhat that's somewhat competitive, but someone that he can beat.
No, I agree. I
You
agree,
know,
but I do want to see Crawford. I respect his skill set.
yeah. Oh,
And he
for
get
sure.
people up out of there. He get people. He done got a leap comp out of there, bro.
Easily.
Porter out of there. I said Porter out of there. He got Spence out of there. I mean, he's got some good comp out of there, bro. So
Yeah.
I'd
I,
like to see him. I think he should fight Boots unless he something he see in Boots. He's like,
but
maybe
I
I
just
shouldn't
think
do
that
that.
I think he was once Boots is the problem. I think that he was highly avoided. People didn't want to fight him. But I think the harsh reality with Boots is high risk, low reward.
Low reward. He ain't got no fan base yet. He's
Yeah.
only got a fan base with boxing purists. He don't
Right.
got no like community or anything behind him like you got with a Garcia or even Gervonta. The
Casuals,
people
as
are
people
behind.
call
Yeah,
them.
yeah, casuals like people like casual people. You hear people at work talking about Gervonta after a fight that you didn't even know watch
No,
boxing. You know what I'm
him.
saying?
No, and that's why I thought like him. I feel like Tank, Ryan Garcia, and Canelo are probably the three biggest draws in
Yep.
boxing. Maybe I don't know about Tyson Fury. I think that
Well, yeah, you got to put Tyson and AJ because they
yeah,
be filling out them 100,000 people arenas
yeah,
though or
AJ.
stadiums. Yeah,
You
and
know,
AJ. Yep.
kind of pivoting into the heavyweight division. In 3 years, what is going to be left of the heavyweight division?
Reggie.
You you're going
That,
to
that,
have
that the
a
heavyweight
bunch of
division is
fighters.
Reggie.
Like I feel like Jared Anderson should just sit back and just wait and just start picking them all off in the next two
Yeah,
years.
that's what I do. Make it easy on yourself.
Because yeah, I don't see much there. It's so bad the heavyweight division that Anthony Joshua and Usyk is inevitable. That's a fight that is probably gonna happen for a third time
Which is
because
great.
it's just when you look at the talent pool though, you
Right.
know, like no disrespect to Daniel Dubois, but like he shouldn't be mentioned right now as
He's
a
mid. He's
yeah.
mid.
There's just not a lot of fighters out there, you know.
Yeah. Heavyweight division is like 70 degrees in June. Regular. Nothing
Right,
to
right,
talk about.
right, right. A rainy day in June.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mark.
it's no hope. Right. I really, really I think they need to have like some kind of tournament, or
Yeah.
something like that in the heavyweight, like the Ultimate Fighter. They should have like a TV show or something with the
Some type of
heavyweights.
pyramid thing or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's get all these scrubs together and see if somebody can do something. All y'all scrubs in the heavyweight division, if you ask me. Let's get all these scrubs together, tournament style, rank them, and let's let them fight. Let it duke it out. Let's see what scrub comes
I
up as
like
the best.
Jared Anderson. I like Jared Anderson.
Well, he the best out the scrubs. Because if you take anybody from this era and put them back in the day, they getting stretched, literally.
Stretched, literally.
They gonna need a spatula to get them off the ground. You imagine
So
one of these fools fighting a prime Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe,
no, you
Razor
know,
Ruddock, even get their
if
head beat
if
in.
Anthony Joshua had a chin, he would be a lot more effective fighter than he is right now.
But
He
that's
just
the
can't
main
take.
asset to any fighter is a chin.
Yeah,
If you don't have that, it's
I'm
dark.
just
Look
saying
at Haney,
he got the skills, but he just don't got the.
Devin Haney, Amir Khan,
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, it's a lot of cats out here who don't have a chin. Oh, you know who Devin Haney could fight? Now that I think
Oh,
about it, he could fight Adrian Broner.
yeah.
He can fight him. Fight
Because
him.
Adrian Broner ain't gonna hurt him because he ain't gonna let his hands go.
No, Broner's
And
like
they
a
both
counter
need it.
puncher.
And the lead up to the fight would be epic.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Oh, the lead up,
Bill and his dad.
and then my boy Broner can fight back in the MGM. Woo! He been fighting in like these ballrooms
Yeah.
and like bingo casino halls that Don King got him fighting in.
Yeah, him and Bill don't get along either.
Right. Bill is a mark. I ain't gonna even hold you. Bill is a mark. He coming in boxing talking about some gangster stuff. You don't knock it off.
Yeah, he's just all talk. I don't even
That's
have
why
time
everybody
for
is
him.
all excited about your son getting by your son getting his jaw crashed. It's because you
Yeah.
talk so crazy. You talk, he gonna kill him. Stand in the middle of the ring. Don't run, Ryan. Don't run. We gonna kill him. Kill
and
him.
he at least admitted that he said he regretted saying that because for one it backfired, but two, you can't be saying
That's
you're
the only
killing
reason
somebody.
is because it backfired.
Yeah.
See, there's somebody in Bill's corner telling him what to say clearly, or when he did something wrong. Hey, brother, you got to go in there and own that. You got out your body.
Right.
You know your son punched like a pillow, and you up there
Man,
talking about he gonna kill somebody.
it's just
Not
too
without no
bad.
hand wraps. He better put some drywall in his hand and some nickels.
Yeah, add some weight to his hands.
Yeah, you need to have two Thanos gloves under wraps on your hands. Just come in there, two Thanos gloves.
That's
Little
stupid.
glove.
I know, but I don't know what's in store for him. But we do got Lomo and
Tank lurking.
Next week, I don't even hate to even announce this, but we got Jake Paul is fighting that other UFC dude, Mickey something.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
think
yeah.
of it.
What? Another mark for getting a check. But I gotta give Jake Paul his credit. He keep finding these tomato cans and getting paid. More power to you. Don't get in there with no real boxer though.
He
Please,
won't
never,
get in there
sir.
with it. The only time that he's ever gotten there with a real boxer, he got exposed. He has gotten exposed. But I mean, this will be I don't even know what the undercard on this fight is. But he still has Tyson in November too. So, which lets you know that he really just plans to knock this dude out. Then he'll be fighting this almost 60-year-old man right after that. Then he may have a dude with Parkinson's the following year. Who knows who he'd
Right.
probably try to fight Ali with Parkinson's if he was still alive.
No, if he fight him, then next he gonna try to fight James Tony.
He probably would try to fight James Tony.
Or Riddick Bowe. Shout out to
the,
Riddick Bowe.
The only thing that
cool.
aggravates me with dude is he made it seem like he was trying to progressively move up in fights. But ever since that Fury fight, he's never tried to rematch. He's never tried to step up to even fight anybody on the same or equal level as him.
Is that wrong for knowing your lane?
Yeah, yes and no. Don't.
He's an entertainer, bro. He's not a boxer. He's an entertainer.
All facts, but don't make it seem like. Don't sell me a dream of what you're gonna do and what your plans are for the future as a boxer, and that's not really it. I don't think that he wants to be as good as he says he is. I think he's like you said, I think he's good in the lane that he's fighting in, and that's it. That is it.
That's it. Yeah, you entertain. You a sideshow. It's cool for your little people,
Yeah,
and you get in
that's
the
it.
bag. So keep fighting tomato cans, cab drivers, Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, coach drivers, coach bus drivers that drive the old people from California to Vegas, and then when they done, he drive them from Vegas back home.
Yeah, that's all he can do.
Right, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Shout
That is
out to
it.
him though. Keep stealing.
Yeah, that is absolutely it. So yeah, we'll circle back. I do want to circle back on
Okay.
Tank and Lomo. Not tonight,
Okay.
but
Yeah, well, they need
as
to
the
be a
fight,
dedicated live to that.
yeah, as the fight starts to approach,
Right.
I definitely want to get back to Tank.
Right. But you
But
gotta understand though too though, bro. It's gonna be a lot of stuff going on too because these dudes can't stay off Twitter. This is a different era than we was raised. They don't handle stuff seeing somebody in person talking to them. They like to talk on Twitter. So as long as Twitter is up,
yeah,
Instagram is up, we gonna have a lot to talk about because these fools should be in the gym, but instead they in between rounds in the gym tweeting. Who
and
is raising these dudes?
it's the
Jesus.
top dudes too. That's what's so frustrating. It be the top fighters that can't just shut up. You can't just shut up. And talking about the most ridiculous things too of which is even more frustrating.
And
But
then just because somebody said you didn't do something right, then you gonna snap on them instead of thinking, well, why would they say that? Why are a lot of people saying the same thing? Why is
right.
everybody talking about me running? I ain't running. I'm being elusive. I'm fighting like Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard should have got on Twitter and said, "What you say, boy?"
Right. Boy.
He called him boy in all caps. He said, "What you say, boy?" In all caps.
Yeah. I mean and cuz it what you're saying really doesn't matter. Like I said, we don't even really care that your last opponents, landed 17% on
Right.
you. That means nothing.
Right.
People don't even care about that.
Right, because 17% of the audience actually enjoyed the fight. How about that?
Right. Probably less than that.
Right. Little
Like you
weirdo.
said, walking out in your hometown is never a good sign.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
a good
And
sign.
you can't be tough if you got dimples. Knock it
I
off.
said that.
You can't be tough. You got dimples. What's wrong, man?
You look too happy. Your
You
dimples
look
make
too
you look too
happy.
happy.
Yeah, you got dimples. You don't knock it off and get in the commercial for Gap. Let me chill out, bro. All right, man. I'm gonna go off on dude. So, all right, Mike.
Any last
I gotta
words?
be quiet now, otherwise I'm gonna start styling on dude. No, yeah, I'm good. Appreciate you having me on
Don't
your
style.
platform, and we're gonna continue to do this as things come up with boxing. Hopefully,
No doubt.
let's keep it going,
Yep. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next
and
time.
never be scared to fight anyone that has dimples. You got the upper hand.
You got the upper hand.
Go.
If y'all both got dimples, y'all in for a long night.
Hey, it's gonna be a long fight.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
gonna
later.
be like a cat fight. All right, no, you know what? I'm going too far. All right, Mike.
Yeah, later.